What's going on, world? What's going on? It's your main man, to Arthur. Right back at that ass again. Here's another one, two. I'm tripping. What's going on, man? I just want to touch base with y'all. First and foremost, I want to say, thanks for all the support, for all the new subscribers. Peace to my man. I'm gonna do a few shout outs. Peace to my man C Boogie Productions. I wanted to collaborate with you, bro. Um, and at the time, I know you had a thing going on when y'all was here in the state. Y'all was pretty much here in North Carolina. I'm in Charlotte, so it's kind of hard to get to Raleigh, so I can get with y'all. But I mean, if you guys want to do something, man, let me know, man. Because I hear a few podcasts from your production company, man, and you guys should be getting more. I'm not, because I mean, I'm the same way, man. I don't want a large base, a large audience. I'm kind of like you. I want to have a pretty much a base that I can speak to without having to feel like I have to cater to people. I want people that are on my level, you know what I'm saying, that pretty much get what I'm saying, and pretty much those are the people who I want to have a dialogue with. I'm not on that type of situation where I want to have a huge base and all that and having to cater to all these people. But to make a long story short, I wanted to get up with you brothers with your company, man, in Raleigh. But if you guys want to touch base, man, if y'all want to do podcasts, I'm more than open. And that's to anybody, man. Anybody who want to do a podcast, you want to speak, because I'm thinking about doing some live shows eventually. So if you guys want to do a podcast, you want to speak, man, we could do that. It's good to have like minds who can get together. So shout out to C Boogie Productions, man. Thanks for your support. Shout out to War Secrets. And all any of you brothers, and shout out to all you brothers out there, man, who are giving support. And like I said, anybody who is doing a podcast or something like that, let me know, man. If you need some extra candidates on the platform, I'll be more than happy to add. Because I see some podcasts out there, man, and it's good material. Like, for example, my man C Boogie Productions, I heard one of his podcasts. It was like 3 hours long, man. Pretty long, but it was some good dialogue and good material, man, especially for the for our people, more like the black people, black and brown people, because sometimes our thoughts are kind of different, and they had more of a perspective of playing devil's advocate. Because I know when I was growing up, it was more like you had to be a Democrat, and if you're a black, it was a certain type of culture that comes along with being poor and being in the inner city. You have to vote Democrat. You have to think this type of way. Just like with the one video I saw with the one young black boy who said that at school they had a vote. He voted Republican, and his mom, his single black mother, forced him out of the house. Talking about he couldn't live there if he was going to vote for Trump. So silly shit like that, man. But shout out to you brothers, man. We'll love to touch base. Like I said, if you brothers are doing stuff in Raleigh, I'm in Charlotte. I'm 3 hours away. So it's kind of hard for me to drive up there and get to you. If anyone happens to be in Charlotte, I wouldn't mind collaborating, speaking with you brothers. Because the way I feel, we are taking up the slack for other brothers who at one time were the leaders of this movement, but the movement has expanded. Like 10 years ago, people were talking against black women. Talking against black women is nothing new. But they've been dogging out black women. Black women have been dogging out black men, so black men don't feel guilty. black women have been dogging out black men on a mainstream platform since I was a little kid. I repeat, black women have been dogging out black men on a mainstream platform since I was a kid. They were on Donahue and Sally Jesse Raphael talking about black men ain't shit. There are no good black men out here. So on and so forth. Uh, Meanwhile, like with my mother, there was a good brother who came to the doorstep with a suit and tie, and she said she didn't want to date him because he was corny. 20 years, 30 years later, now he's married and she's still single. But I don't want to get personal with it. But I mean, even women in my family and women in other black women in other families have really messed up. But yeah, so pretty much black females have been dogging out black men for a long time. So the internet is pretty much our forum to be able to actually tell our side of the story. And in addition to that, pretty much 10 years ago, it was only like one or two brothers on YouTube who actually was talking about black female male relationships and black female male dynamics. So now 10 years later, more of us are out here and we're able to speak from different perspectives, speak on the same topic from different perspectives. But still, this topic is generally new. Black women are still not accustomed to being told the truth about themselves. So this is still a new thing. Even though brothers have been doing it for quite some time, even before the internet came out, like I said, versus 10 years ago, there was only like one or two people on the internet talking about black females and how they actually dropped the ball and what they could have done to prevent it, the situation they're in now, in terms of having all the kids out of wedlock, choosing the wrong men, so on and so forth. Because for a long time, it was just black men ain't shit, black men dropped the ball, black men ain't, they this, they that, they in prison, they on drugs, so on and so forth, right? But the internet has given the black man a forum where he can actually tell his side of the story. And now 10 years later, this is, even though we're not the first to talk about male and female dynamics, this is still a young topic. If you look at the eye of history, 10 years is nothing, right? So this is still a young topic, and we are pretty much adding to it. And a lot of those brothers who started off strong 10 years ago, they're weak now. They don't lead the movement anymore. So it's going to be up to us, the brothers now, on this channel to pretty much give a real perspective of what's going on in terms of male, female, black female, black male dynamics. Because some of the world, they think that black women are wearing their real hair, are sexy, blah blah blah. Some of them are falling for the facade, just like black men used to. But now that we've certain ideologies have come out, certain truths have come out to expose black women and the filthiness of the weave and what they really go through to try to look like white women, we're starting to, wake up and say, hey, man, we don't want to deal with this. So shout out to all the brothers who are supporting the channel. Make sure to like, subscribe, and share these videos. Because like I say, even though, some of you brothers don't want to be super mainstream, more people should be seeing your videos. Like the 1 3-hour podcast I saw by that brother, man. More people should be seeing that. Like I said, 1 million people doesn't have to go viral, but more people need to hear other perspectives, man. Because our people are pretty much, especially young black boys in the inner city. I used to teach, man. They're pretty much in a box, man. None of our people are in a box, and they can't really they can't see another perspective. And the only way they can see another perspective is by coming online and seeing what we have to say. But I didn't want to go off on too much of a tangent. I went way too far with that. But the topic of the video is because the more I realize, the more I speak, the more I realize that not only are we exposing black women, but in a lot of ways we're helping black women. I repeat, not only are we exposing black women, but by exposing them, we're helping them. And what I mean is this: what inspired this video is some black chick was telling me about how all on YouTube. She's an author. If you really look on YouTube, you can see. She responded to one of my comments, and some of you probably saw it. She said that black men are running scared. They see that black women are starting to date outside their race, and all they want to do is take the leftovers from other races, right? So I responded to her, and then she says, I said, well, white men aren't marrying you guys, man. The statistics show that. Oh, author, you can go online. You can see all these black females marrying white men, and I can see on TV all these black females are marrying white men. And here's the thing, man. To answer that, and like I told her, same thing I told her. If white men are marrying you guys so much, why don't the statistics show that? We can look up the statistics right now. Only 26% of black women, only 26% of black women are married, right? So that leaves what? 36, 46, 56, 66, 76, 86, 96. So 74% of black women are not married, right? So if all these white men are marrying you, then why don't the statistics show it? And that's what I was telling her. The statistics do not show that. White men are not marrying you. Okay? And most races marry within the race. So the topic of this video, the title is probably going to be black women think that they're going to get swept away by a Tom Cruise type. LOL. Black woman, you're not going to get the best of white men. You'll be lucky to get any white man. And the few black women who refuse to go with a black man, and the few black women who are hell bent on getting a white man, guess what type of white man you're going to get? Guess. I give you a few seconds. Guess what type of white man you're going to get? You're going to get the Billy Bob Thornton types. What's the Billy Bob Thornton types? Y'all ever seen that movie with my girl Halle Berry? Halle Berry and Puff Daddy. What's the name of that movie, man? Where her son gets killed by the driver, and Puff is her husband, and he gets executed. The only movie that Halle Berry got an award for. I don't think it comes to my Monsters Ball. You seen Billy Bob Thornton? Google Monsters Ball, or just Google Monsters Ball cast. Billy Bob Thornton is symbolic of white male trash, pretty much. White men, and I'm not trying to be get racial with it, but I'm just saying, they call us niggas, we call white people. And white people call other white people white trash. That's the lowest class. That's the lowest point of their race. White trash. Because every race has their trash, and they label these people white trash. Now, if they go to courts, if a white trash person goes to court versus a black man, then usually a poor black man and a poor white man will still get more justice because they have to keep the races divided, so they make the poor whites feel more important. But white trash is not going to take a black woman out of poverty. That's what these black women think they're going to get. They think they're going to end up getting the Tom Cruises, the Matt Damons, the George Clooney's, the Ocean's 11 guys, the Brad Pitts. They think they're gonna get those type of white men. You're not. And a white woman said online, she said, that's the thing. She said, black woman, I can get the best of your men. You can't get the best of my men. And she's right. Because a black man is rich, it's in his best interest in a lot of cases to get him a white woman. To make sure he's not stripped of everything he has. Like Shaq, right? With his chick. The chick cheated with her, Shaq's wife cheated with her trainer. And try to take all his. Come on, man. It's in his. So that's the thing. The black woman is not gonna get the best. First and foremost, just like I said before, most races date within their race. Okay, that's all across the board. Only 1% of white men date outside their race. Only 1% of Asians. I think black men I think blacks are more like 10% of us are more than likely to date outside their race. But even most blacks date within their race. That's all across the board. Blacks are more likely than any other group to date outside their race for obvious reasons, right? But again, if a white man chooses to date outside his race, his first pick is an Asian woman. Because of her femininity. Now they have all these shows pretending like white women are scooping black women off their feet and marrying them, and YouTube might have some shows that'll fool you. But that's the black woman's problem. She watches way too much TV. She'll watch Housewives of New York, and that's the thing. Everything a white females do, black females want to follow. If white females are the first ones who had Housewives of blah blah blah, then black females had to have Housewives of Atlanta with the long hair, trying to be white, right? And that's the biggest problem. And they watch way too much goddamn TV, but don't do the actual research and don't look out here in the streets. Just like I told her, I don't see a lot of white men out here with black females out here in the streets. I don't see a lot of I don't see a lot of white males marrying black females. I don't see a lot of white males on dates with black females at the movies. I don't see that. I mean, if you see it, okay, I understand. But I'm here in Charlotte. This is an international city. I don't see it. I don't see it like that. And the statistics don't show that. The statistics don't prove that. So a lot of the stuff on TV, black females believe everything they see on TV. That's for show, man. That's just a show. Because I know personal situations with women in my family and even my ex who I was with for 9 years. I told you guys a story about her sister who tried to date outside her race. None of these races are taking black females. She tried to get with a Hispanic dude who made $90,000 a year. He banged her, and he didn't even want to be her boyfriend. That's why she was crying. He didn't even want to be her boyfriend because she got pregnant by a black dude who was in the National Guard who didn't even make nearly as much as she made. But he was black. None of these other races want to get with you like that. They don't want to marry you. They don't want to have your kid. Nothing. Like I said, the majority of white dudes, the few who will pick a black chick. Now I'm talking about the well-to-do white dudes who will pick a black chick. They pick the black chick who's probably like 4 or 5 generations suburbanite. Means her great grandmother was in the suburbs. You know, they've been in the suburbs since the 1920s. Her great-grandmother was in the suburbs. Her mother was in the suburbs. Her grandmother was in the suburbs. Her mother was in the suburbs. And she's an upper-class white chick. And to answer my man C. Bookie's question, he said, well, when black females get with white men, they don't act ratchet. Well, here's the thing. It seems like that because the well-to-do white men, what they do, they pick black women who are fourth and fifth generation suburbanite. Meaning these females don't have that ghetto mentality, because you got to understand too, the black mentality, being poor or in the inner city and being black, there's a culture there. What's that culture? These days, Medea movies, the gangster rap, all that bullshit, Wendy Williams and shit like that. You know, that's the culture. That's the customs. That's what some stuff you're expected to know. Some of these that's the culture. And what does that culture do? It teaches all that Medea movies, Wendy Williams, all that bullshit. It teaches you to hate men and want to be masculine. See, but when you're black and you're well-to-do, or you're black and you're rich, it is no rich black culture. Because if you're black and you have a certain net worth, or you're black and you earn up in the 100,000s or the high, you're close to six figures, and you're black, there is no rich black culture. If you're well-to-do and you're black, chances are your neighborhood, you're probably going to be the only black in that neighborhood. I repeat, if you're black, you're probably the only black in that neighborhood. If you got Quincy Jones money, you're the only black in that neighborhood, man. If you make six figures, you're probably it's probably you and one other black in that neighborhood. Because your home is probably what, $400,000 a year, 400,000 or 500,000. It's probably out of let's say out of 75 households, it might be two of y'all, man. Y'all don't even live on the same street. So you do, if you were to be a part of the community, if your kid did go to a certain school, they're going to pretty much all white schools. They're listening to what the mainstream listen to. Whatever the white folks listen to, whatever the Asians listen to, or the Arabs who come over here, the rich Arabs, they're all on one separate track, right? Your kid probably listens to rock and roll or something like that. So they don't have that same attitude as a black female from the inner city who listens to rap and watches Medea movies. Because again, like I told y'all, Tyler Perry was complaining because white folks won't watch his movies. They don't believe in that bullshit. He's getting rich single-handedly off of black females. All right, because most black men don't even want to see that shit, right? So the mentality, the well-to-do black men, if they pick a black female, they're gonna pick one who's fourth or fifth generation suburbanite. She doesn't have that hood ghetto mentality, man. She probably didn't grow up with any black friends. She didn't grow up with any of that, man. She probably listens to Ned Zeppelin or grew up listening to Grateful Dead or some other white band. And she's okay with the man being in charge. See, us black men that came from the inner city, we don't have access to those type of females because they didn't live around my way. If you grew up in the inner city like me, you're not going. How is you gonna know a black female from that neck of the woods? You can't get to her. She don't go to your school, because all of us in the inner city, we went to the same school. They only give you so many choices of what schools to go to. Inner city kids they give you their choice. When I went to a middle school, I was given a choice. I wanted to go to a suburban school. They wouldn't let me. You go into all the ghetto schools the same ghetto school your man go to. You ain't got no choice. So you don't even have access to those type of females. So those type of females, they don't even talk to black people. They don't even talk to poor white females. So that's why it seems like when a well-to-do white dude has a black female and she's not giving him attitude, that's because she's not from because we like, damn, why she ain't giving him attitude? Because she might have the same complexion of the black females in the inner city, but her mentality is totally different. See, that white boy was able to pick from a pool that we don't got access to. You know, I can do very well in my life and still not have access to those type of women. And those type of women will probably stay home if the white man wants her to stay home. But she's educated enough to make six figures on her own and still let her man take charge because she don't have that Medea. She's never seen Medea goes to blah, blah, blah. How many black females ain't seen at least one Medea movie? How many black females haven't seen Meet the Browns? How many black females don't know who Future is? Or Kodak Black? Kodak, why you all like that? Why you talk like that? Them average black female know all that shit. That's the culture. That's their culture, man. The black females that well-to-do white boys pick don't know shit about no Kodak Black. They listen to all heavy metal and shit like that, man. Only reason why I know about them is because, certain, I don't really know much about them either, but the only reason why I know about the newer rappers is because I listen to certain people who know about them. But I mean, it seems like everybody knows about them, but most people, a lot of people, those people Kodak Black has a fan base, and that's mostly inner city or poor black people. People who are well-to-do don't know about him, man. But he don't need the whole world to know about him in order for him to make money, because poor blacks are going to put money in his pocket. These black females I'm talking about, that the well-to-do these black females I'm talking about that well-to-do white boys may actually pick are pretty much females who don't even know who the fuck he is. They don't even listen to rap. They've never dated a black man before in their life. These black females. I'm talking about like the ones like Quincy Jones's daughters, even though they're mixed. And certain high-level executives. Those females have never dated a black man before, man. They dated all white dudes. That's the ones white dudes pick to marry. You know what I'm saying? And that's why when you see them in public, you think she's the average black chick. She's not. That's who ghetto ass hood females think they're gonna get the well-to-do. Now for the hood black females who do know Kodak Black and Tyler Perry and Meet the Browns, they watch those type of movies and they're Wendy Williams fans. Those black females who are part of that culture and the ones who refuse to go with a brother, if they actually get lucky enough to get a white man, they're going to get a Billy Bob Thornton or a poor white trash white man. And these poor white trash white dudes are either going to be the wiggers, the quote unquote, the white dudes who talk just like the average inner city black dude. They'll get one of them, or they'll get one of those country white dudes who shoot deer and shit like that. That's who they gonna end up with. But a lot of them, those white dudes have been to prison and shit like that as well, man. And they poor. Some of them is poor too. They're not gonna be the ones that's gonna be able. They're not the ones that the average black women want. The average black women, they want like the Brad Pitts and the Matt Damons, the white men who are the rich white men who they think are going to take them out of the inner city and sweep them off their feet and clean up their credit and pay for the tab that they ran out on because they didn't have enough money to pay it and to pay for all their weaves and wigs. You ain't going to get that rich, well-to-do white man. You're going to get that thug white man, that thug white dude that's been to prison. Or you're gonna get the Billy Bob Thornton hunting type, the one who likes to shoot deer and shit. The few inner city black females who are determined to get a white man, no matter how bad he may treat her. He's gonna be poor just like you, but most of them think they're gonna ride off in the sunset with a Tom Cruise. You're not, man. They won't even let Halle Berry have a love scene with a Tom Cruise. She had to have a love scene with a Billy Bob Thornton motherfucker. But yeah, man, I mean, so we have to help black women because they are very delusional. Y'all are not gonna get these well-to-do white men. Y'all wouldn't even know what to do with them. How would they even have time to deal with y'all? Y'all fighting on that one brother before he passed. He made a fortune with World Star. Black females whipping each other's asses, pulling each other's weaves out, and all that shit, man. How does the average white person? How is the average white man that's productive, or any man that's productive, even the average black man, even the average Arab or Asian? How are they gonna even focus with the average black female who wants to yank another female's weave out, who wants to drive her car through a business window, who wants to jump a female and take the waitress's money out of her belt? How is the average productive man of any race going to deal with the average black female? If you a brother out here living your day to day, just going to work every day, you can't put up with the nonsense of the average black female having to pull her off another female. World Star, man, I mean, now I think it's starting to slow down, but World Star have fights. They made fortunes, mostly off of the fights from black females fighting other black females. Tell me I'm lying. How many of y'all seen them World Star fights? The black females fight more than anybody, even black males. Just beating each other's asses. In some cases, running each other over with cars and shit. How's a productive man of any race gonna put up with that shit? You gotta pull her off, and she bigger than you. Motherfucker broad. Talking about me. Motherfucker's 300 pounds bigger than you. And she fighting some other bitch bigger than her. And you gotta pull her big ass off of somebody else over some stupid shit. Because the one girl probably gave her a look. And they talking, and the black man is sick of that shit. And you talking about a good white man is gonna take your ass, and then she gonna tell me black men are getting scared. I'm like, shit, we want with Chad to take your ass. Let him take you. If he take you and all the problems that come with you. One rule though, Chad, don't bring her ass back. Don't bring her motherfucking ass back. If you take her, finders keepers, motherfucker. Ain't no way in hell. Come on, man. Talking about black men are getting scared because black women are dating outside their race. Got a little Cubano cigar right here. Yeah, man. Hell no. The only rule is he can't bring your ass back. Finders keepers. If he crazy enough to put up with all the shit that we done had to endure for all these years, if he crazy enough to do that shit, finders keepers. But one rule, Chad, you do not bring her ass back. You don't bring her back. You keep that motherfucker. Finders motherfucking keepers. You try to come back, we gonna put a buckshot in your ass, Chad. You keep that motherfucker. Talking about black men are getting nervous because black females are finally starting to date Chad and take their chances with the white dude. If that white dude is crazy enough to put up with all those babies, daddies from different niggas, from different dudes. Sorry, I didn't mean to use. I don't like using that term. But if he gonna put up with all these different baby daddies, 3 kids, 3 different babies, daddies, and all, and he gonna pay for all them mofos, man. More power to Chad, because black women are definitely not doing black men any service. It's a lot of brothers that got their lives flushed down the toilet by that bitch that he met in high school. No way. But I just want to make this video Didn't want to let it go this long, man. Make sure to like, subscribe. Let me know what you think, if I hit the nail on the head or not. But yeah, man, we have to educate the world and definitely educate black women, because they think for some reason that they're gonna get the best and brightest white men, and the best and brightest black men don't even want to fuck with you. How you gonna get the best and brightest white men? I mean, you talking about some Houdini shit right here, and the numbers just don't back up what you're talking about. But like I said, make sure to like, subscribe. Let me know what you talk. Let me know how you feel. Let me know what you're talking about. Until then, this is your boy, and I'm out.